A few days ago I was talking about how as individuals we react differently to the same situation. If something bad happens, some of us get to work to fix it, some of us run away, some of us become depressed, some of us become hopeless, some of us become outraged, some of us want to kill somebody. And it's a reaction to the same thing. Now, I want to ask you to look at how you react to difficulties. So think of a difficult situation and think of your behavior, because generally we always react the same way to difficulty. Maybe you get stressed, you get nervous, you get discouraged, you want to hide, you want to go to sleep. Maybe you become more active, maybe you want to fix it. Maybe you get angry, you want to hurt somebody. Now think of that, because we all have specific one or two ways that we respond to difficulty. Now think of that in relation to people. In your relationships, when something goes wrong, how do you respond? Do you get angry? Do you run away? Do you become depressed? Do you get stressed? Do you try to fix it? Do you try to make it better? Like that. Because of our nature, that's what we're doing when we have problems in relationships. We tend to react in the very same way that we react to other situations. Now, it's important to notice that, because often we think, well, it's the situation that's the problem. But generally, that's not really the case. The real problem is how we're reacting to the situation, and it's an habitual way to react. And if you're reacting in a way which isn't to make it better, to improve it, or improve something about it, to understand it, to work on it, then probably you're acting in a dysfunctional, negative way, and it doesn't do anything. It doesn't improve the situation. So I think it's really important to understand how we react, so that we don't blame situations and people when there are problems, but we actually just consider, oh, it's okay, it's a problem. Maybe what the person did wasn't right or not perfect, but the bigger problem is how I'm responding to it. I'm getting upset, or I'm becoming intolerant, or I'm running away, or I don't want to work on the project, or I hate everybody, or I'm leaving the temple. We don't want to do that, but we have that tendency. So try to recognize that tendency, try to recognize it when it comes up, and then when you see it, start to question yourself. What can I do about it? How can I improve this? How can I control this situation? How can I better respond? That's important, isn't it? Because otherwise, if we don't work on these things, then they continually come up. And we may always be blaming other people and situations when actually it's just our fault. It's not their fault. So it's something important to consider, because relationships are so important. And as devotees, we're always working together, and we need association to advance. And if we respond to situations where we become upset or disgusted or offensive, we may not want to associate. And if we don't associate, it's going to become very difficult or impossible to become Krishna conscious. And if we don't know how to associate well, it's going to become difficult or impossible to spread Krishna consciousness. And if we don't know how to associate well, we're not setting the proper example for new people when they come to Krishna consciousness.